All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's good? All right. Yeah, I got this little compact car here. Throw the truck in the shop. But anyway, yeah, y'all remember that one video that Shaq got in like a little Chevy, I think what they call them, Chevelles, and he took out the seat. He had to take the front seat out and sit in the back or whatever, okay, because the car was so doggone small. This guy can't see that I'm just here. All right, so let's get to the video here. So Carlee Russell, and I did two videos about her, and this is the last one I'm going to do about this young lady. All right, because it's disgrace. Yeah, it is disgraceful and it's heartbreaking. But then again, I'm going to try to be somewhat understanding, and I'll tell you why here a little later in the video. So just so you'll know, uh, about 2 weeks ago, that she was on I-459 and spotted a toddler walking down the interstate, and had went to see about the toddler, right? And next thing you know, she was snatched up, and then 2 days later, she showed up at her parents' house. Okay. Now, in the midst of all that she gained national attention. I'm pretty sure, even if you're not in the know of YouTube, you probably heard about it, okay, through word of mouth or maybe on the national news, okay? Well, it was a lot of different law enforcement facets had investigated this incident, okay? Everything from the time that she was snatched up on the freeway to when she got home, all right? And the stories just didn't add up. It was no kid that was recovered, no kid that was reported, no Amber Alert, all right? She drove 600 feet and spotted a boy, at 10 o'clock at night on the interstate, okay? The length of 6 football fields. Then there was internet searches of a robe, okay, that she stole from her job, how to steal money from a cash register on the job, maximum age of Amber Alert, all right, allegedly hotel purchase, Greyhound ticket, okay, found all that, okay, bought snacks and everything, all right, because your purchases, particularly if you have Google Pay, all that stuff can be tracked or traced, all right, and then the ring doorbell evidence when she walked down the neighborhood to her house. Well, when I think what I think was happened is when she was probably confronted to her lawyer about all the evidence that the government, the state and the Secret Service, federal government found. Then I think she recanted her story and she apologized and made the whole thing up. But the writing was all on the wall. I mean, you could tell just by when the incident happened. But like I think a lot of people showed compassion, and it was somewhat deceiving for a minute until you start putting the clues together. Okay, that's law enforcement, that is. All right, and I think that she went on and confessed before the case was closed. And I think that probably law enforcement, they told her probably what she could be facing if she didn't come out to tell the truth. Now, the last video I made about her, I don't know, about 5, 6 days ago, that the truth was going to come out, whether it happened or didn't happen. And they were closing in on that case fast. Okay? The truth shall set you free. Now, sometimes I was very, very displeased when I found that out. Okay, that it looked like it appeared that she lied, but at the same time, it had me thinking earlier today, that even some of the older people, like I'm a middle aged guy, that we were young at one time, okay, and maybe was deceptive in some type of form or fashion, not like this, but maybe, made similar mistakes like that. So last week I was saying this woman probably will go to jail. But I just think that being that she did confess and she apologized, they may cut her somewhat of a break. Now I'm thinking this because just by lying to the government, you can get 5 years. Okay, probably a state offense, you could get anywhere between 1 to 3 years. Okay, for lying to the state, and that's any state. Okay, so those are two charges right off bat. She probably looking at what, 8 years. I'm thinking if she doesn't get no time, okay, maybe perhaps a year and a half. I believe that because of all those government resources that been spent, taxpayers' money, I think that she needs to do a lot of community service and probably have like 5 years of probation. Okay, just to make a strong statement to people that try to do stuff like this, because I just think that she did it. She planned it, thought about it, thought this was probably going to be like a local case, had no idea it was going to turn out to be a high profile case. Okay. In fact, it's my understanding that the lady, I guess, that pushed this case had connections like in the state law enforcement. And then next thing you know, the government picked it up. Okay. And they basically showed the power of forensic um, and scientific findings. Okay. Internet searches and so forth, text messages, which now is the new data now, because there's always going to be some type of electric or online evidence. Okay, almost always. So I think that at some point she needs to, Miss Russell, that is, accept some type of responsibility. Okay, to a fault. You know, uh, so and then closing. There's she's a young black woman. So, in the eyes of people in the so-called black community, particularly the women, see, many of the sisters are probably going to think this paints a bad name for all sisters or whatever. It's going to be deceiving. It's not even like that. Okay, there's also an angle in this story, okay, about maybe getting in on a reward. I think they had a $55,000 reward, and getting in on that, okay, or like some type of a GoFundMe page and so forth, okay? Because a lot of people are scamming that GoFundMe for like a hustle, all right? So there's also an angle there, all right? But at some point in time, yes, she's going to need to assume some responsibility, okay, for what happened. But I'm glad in the end of the day that she was okay and was able to come forward before they closed this case, because she would have been in a lot of trouble. Okay? So let me know what you think about the video. I thank you for your time. I'm going to get back to work now. Like, subscribe, share, check out some of the other videos.